Hi everyone, I'm Brandy Obvintseva with Botanaut, and today I want to talk to you about finding some joy in compromise when it comes to kind of big deal things. Right now we're planning a wedding, which is not what our company does at all, but a dear friend of ours who we've worked with for 20 something plus years asked us to kind of help out this absolutely amazing young couple. And so we did, or we are. And I don't know, a lot of things that are going to be happening with certainty over the next few weeks. But what I do know is this couple is getting married in October, and it's going to be beautiful. I know that for a fact. And one thing, I gave them my compromise lecture, which I give to so many young people all the time. So I'm going to give it to you. And this is how it goes. And I'm learning this every day because I'm spending more time with my family than probably I ever have. Now here's the compromise lecture, guys. It is that if you don't compromise on the people that you choose to have around you, so you are very specific about the level of integrity of the people around you, you're specific about the amount of joy they bring you, you're specific about your ability to bring them joy and to contribute to them. Once you spend time with them because they are your equal and you haven't compromised in that choice, and this is true when it comes to couples, it's true when it comes to business associates, it's true when it comes to your dearest friends. Once you make that choice based on very high ideals, you will spend the rest of your relationship with that person compromising. You will compromise and they will compromise. And in that, you find common ground, and in that you find joy. So that's my lecture. So don't be afraid of compromise. Now, if you cannot stand compromise, compromise on the front end, and then from that moment forward. So you choose to be friends or to be associates or to be partners or whatever with somebody that doesn't quite fit the bill for you. You don't have to compromise again. You don't. You can do whatever you want, but you're not going to have as good of a product, and you're probably not going to have as much fun, and life is just not going to be as rich. So anyway, that's my compromise lecture. And now I get to tell you some fun things about what we're doing today. Okay, so this is such a crazy project. This teapot I bought at a thrift store in the Houston Heights area when I was probably about 14, and I loved it. And I had all kinds of things, and I bet some of you are going, actually a teapot makes a great purse. But anyway, so I have this teapot, and then I have this teapot, which is a beautiful pewter teapot, and I'm going to do kind of the same arrangement in two different teapots. One is going to be, and you're going to see how sometimes the vessel makes such a big difference. So in terms of the tone of the arrangement, in terms of everything. So what you put into it might be the same, but if the vessel is different, then it's going to change the tone of it. So let me play with that a little. So we've got your beautiful pink roses. And I know I always say this, roses are one of my favorite affordable luxuries. I've just got a dozen roses here, not 1,000, but just a dozen, just enough. Tulips. Tulips are so great because if you just put tulips in a vase and let them wilt a little bit, they're gonna fall over and they'll just be exquisite after a couple of days. So I'm gonna do that with this. So you're not gonna get to see how beautiful these are gonna become, but this will sort of fall over. You know what the hardest thing to do? I'm figuring out what to compromise on. When you're raising children, it's so hard. And that's more like kind of a battle picking thing. responsible for raising these adults, right? I'm not raising kids, or children. I'm raising adults. I'm raising people that can contribute to society, and that's the outcome that I approach things with. But sometimes I just want to sit in the hot tub and have a glass of wine, and my children aren't minding me, and sometimes I let them. And that's not the most that's not the most noble use of picking your battles, but I am here to tell you it's happened, and I'm okay with it. It's a balance, right? It's a real balance. Okay, so simple, so pretty. Let's see what else we can do to. There's a little bit of eucalyptus left. We're going to pop that in there. I always love a little bit of filler just to kind of create some texture. I don't have to compromise that much, and I realize that that's one of my greatest luxuries. I've kind of put myself in the position, if I think about something, I like to make it happen. And that's good because I'm a very impetuous person. And when I have to compromise, I get grumpy. But when I do, I use it as an opportunity to realize my creativity. So what do I mean by that? I mean that if you start thinking about other possible scenarios that you wouldn't have otherwise entertained, and you keep thinking and keep thinking and keep thinking until you come up with something that is in a new paradigm and that you're often just as okay with or just as excited about as you were with your original stance on an issue. And I'm not saying like trick yourself. I'm saying really get creative and start thinking about other possibilities that you can not only live with, but become excited about. I'm starting to kind of like the casual one more. Now, one thing I mentioned in a previous episode, I am not a professional florist. So things that you're going to see me make, they're going to probably have a little bit less structure, but they are going to be so full of love. And my son, I'm going to bring him in sometimes. He loves to do flower arrangements. It's super fun. So what typically happens is I'll take this home. I'll give some of these away. The ones that I take home, like this is not going anywhere. My special tea kettle is not going anywhere. But he'll rearrange them. So, do you like my arrangement? Which one is better, mine or yours? Man, that kid has style. He'll put together a tuxedo shirt and with some peasant pants or something. Just have a good eye. So yeah, creative compromises so that you are. Now, does that mean that you have to compromise all the time? Nope, you have to take turns. And sometimes those turns aren't in the best order. So which one do we like more? Ooh, let me put some, might as well use these guys up. Eucalyptus. Okay. What do you think? Which one's better? Here we go. So thank you for joining me today, and think about some creative compromises that that you can make this week. And if you find yourself having the upper hand a little too often, maybe take a hard look at the relationship and the engagement. Because if you've got the upper hand all the time, you're not stretching it. Anyway, thanks a lot. Take care.